Hi, I'm Mark Richmond from Chef Knives To Go. I want to demonstrate a couple Hakka stones that we have currently on the site. These are probably the last two that we'll ever get. They're hard to find. I was in Kyoto last year and one of my dealers offered them to me, and I thought they'd be a good addition to the store. They're both unusually large. You can see this one's about 5.5 pounds, and I have big hands. This is a regular size santoku, just to give you an idea of the size of this stone. And this one's even larger. This one is just over 6 pounds. And here's a look at this one. Sometimes they put a lacquer on the side of the stone, and the idea here is this is basically layers of petrified mud, and with softer stones like these, sometimes water can infiltrate in through these layers and can break up the stone. So they put a lacquer around it so that you can use the stone as you want, and that water doesn't seep into the sides. These are softer stones. They tend to polish really well. They're not super high grit. Usually they're in the 5 to 8K range, but there's variation from stone to stone. And knife sharpeners that like that hazy finish really enjoy these stones. So anyways, I'm going to give you a look at a couple of these. Just going to give a quick demo of the stone with sharpening it, just to give you an idea of the sound it makes, the mud it produces, and how quickly that happens, and if I have any impressions that jump out at me, I'll share them. This is a little Atoma plate that we use at the store for doing this, generating a slurry. The thing I like about this, rather than a Nagura, is that it doesn't mix in with the stone, so that it's all, the mud that's produced is all from the stone. You can see how quickly that just generated mud. That's plenty right there. A lot of Japanese natural stones tend to be real hard, and they finish and polish real well, but softer ones are nice to use too. You can see that this has already absorbed some of the water. The knife I'm using is a prototype. I call it a mule. It was the original HAP 40 prototype knife. We ended up changing the handle on it, but the steel was what we wanted to test on this particular sample. So it's not something that we have on the site right now, but it became what the Kohetsu HAP 40 steel knife ended up with. So anyways, you can see that this is what the mud looks like. One thing I get asked a lot with natural stones is what grit these are, and it's really a guess, since they are made from natural materials, sediment. It's a mix of material, and that's part of the reason why it gives a hazy finish. But if you wanted me to guess, I would guess that stone is around 6K. see this one is slurping up the water pretty quickly as well. You can see that this feels a little harder to me. It feels a little finer, and the mud production is a little less quick than this one, and I would guess that this one, just a wild guess, this one's probably 7 or 8K. But boy, it's really hard to guess at that stuff. So anyways, that's a look at the 2 Hakka stones. I'm Mark Richmond. Stay sharp.